generating is. For example, you are cutting down 10 trees, but in return you are not planting any tree. So that is basically you are using the resources but not regenerating them. So over that, when this happens, so environment fails to perform its third and important function of life sustenance, and this result in environment crisis, right? So because of this, environment crisis comes. Okay, now let's just see what is basically environment crisis and what is the current environment crisis our country or our world is facing. So see, many resources have become extinct and the waste generated are beyond the absorptive capacity of the environment, right? So what is happening over here? See, most of there, for example, there are two types of countries. One is developed countries, one is developing countries, right? So developed countries, like they are already developed, so they have already used everything, right? So now they have already used the resources and they have already exploited the resources, right? Exploited the environment. But now the developing countries, they are struggling, right? So there are many resources that have become extinct, means the developed countries have used them in a large extent that they are not available right now. Okay, plus they have generated, when they are producing something, of course waste will be generated. So they have generated waste that is beyond absorptive capacity. As I told you that environment itself absorb the waste, right? But they have generated so much waste that it is impossible for the environment to absorb that, right? Okay. Okay, so basically, and because of this, what is happening? The environment is facing the crisis because when the waste is not being absorbed by the environment, so what will happen? It will automatically lead to waste generation, and this creates environment crisis. Okay. Second is the industrial development has polluted and dried up rivers and other aquifers, making water an economic good. So what is happening? Due to pollution, all the rivers are being dried, right? And now what is happening? Water is also become, like you can say, water is costlier. Now you have to purchase water, right? So this is the issue. Okay, so sorry for the disturbance. Okay, now coming to the third point, the intensive and extensive excavation of renewable and non-renewable resources has exhausted some of the important resources, and we are compelled to spend huge amount of technology and research to explore new resources. Now, as I already told you, the developed countries, they have used all the products, right? And most of the important resources which are needed, they are not available right now. Okay, so when they are not available, now what you have to do? You have to spend a lot of money to invest in the new technology, right? So this is again causing environment crisis. Then next is the over from here you will write, decline in the air and water quality has resulted in increased incidence of respiratory and waterborne diseases, hence the expenditure of health is also arising. So now what is happening? As there is an environment crisis, right? Because of this, the air condition and the water quality is going to be deteriorated, right? And when it is this, now most of the people are facing waterborne diseases, and most of the people are facing respiratory diseases. So what is happening? We have to spend a lot of money to improve their health status. So again, because of this environment crisis, the problem is being there. Next is global environment issues such as global warming and ozone depletion also contributed to increased financial commitment for the government. Now what is happening? As the global environment issues are there, like global warming, ozone depletions and all that, so now what is happening? Basically, government has to spend a lot of money over tackling with this environment problem, right? So again, because of the issues, like these are the environment crisis which currently our country is facing. So what you will write? First of all, you will write hashtag what happens when the rate of resource excretion exceeds this. Then you will write till here, and then you will write hashtag current environment crisis and the first point, the second point, okay, and then the third point, the fourth point till here, and the fifth point. Clear? So you'll quickly write it down, and after that you'll let me know. Then we'll do the next question.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone done?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next 3 points.
Done, ma'am.
Others done?
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay, so let's just start with the next topic, which is this: supply demand reversal of environmental resources. Okay, so ma'am, what is supply and reversal? So there is a story, right? So see, in the early days when the civilization just began, like we just started exploring the earth, right? Or before this phenomena, increase in population. Like earlier, there was no increase in population, right? And before the countries took industrialization, like before everybody was in agriculture sector, nobody was into industrialization. So the demand of the environment resource and the service was much less than their supply, right? The supply was good, but demand was not that much. This meant that population was within the absorptive capacity of the environment, and the rate of resource excretion was less the rate of regeneration of this resource. So what is happening over there? Because there was less population, so demand was less, plus whatever waste they were generating, it was under absorptive thing, like environment was easily able to absorb the things, right? Therefore there was, hence environment problem did not arise. Because of this, there was no environment problem. But with population explosion now, as you know, population started exploding or increasing with the advent of industrial revolution to meet their growing needs of the expanding population. Things change. Now if your population is increasing, you need to produce more, so there will be industrial explosion, right? People, industrial revolution will be there, more and more industry will be set up, right? So everything changed. The result was that the demand of resource for both production and consumption went beyond the rate of regeneration of resource. So demand of the things become more as the regeneration. It's like if you're cutting 10 trees, the regeneration was only one or two, right? The pressure on the absorptive capacity of the environment increased tremendously. Now, as more and more people are there, so more and more waste will be there. So it becomes absorptive capacity, like environment was unable to absorb the waste generated. This has resulted in reversal of supply demand relationship. So basically what happened, supply demand relationship earlier was supply was more, demand was less, right? But now it become reverse. Reverse means supply become less and demand became more, right? That means we are now faced with the increased demand of environment resources and services, but their supply is limited due to overuse of the things or misuse. Hence, the environment issue of waste generation and population have become critical today. So, because of this reverse relationship between demand and supply, today we are facing all the situation of waste generation and population, right? So what you will write, you will first write hashtag supply demand reversal of environment resources, right? Then you will write this paragraph. Okay, till here you will write, and then after that this last 2 points. Clear? So first write this hashtag, and after that start, I'll scroll it down.
Done.
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes, Adib.
ma'am, I've completed this. I have to go out somewhere, so can I leave the meeting?
Okay, okay. Just cover the rest thing, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Now coming to next state, which is basically this state of India's environment. Okay, so ma'am, what is the state of India's environment right now? So see, India has abundant of natural resources available, right? See, the black soil of Deccan Plateau is particularly suitable for cultivation of cotton, leading to concentration of textile industry in this region. Very, very important, Deccan Plateau. Okay. Second is the Indo-Gangetic place. So first is the Deccan Plateau. Over there, you have that fertile land. You can grow cotton. Okay. Second is the Indo-Gangetic play, right? A plain. Over here, what is happening? It's a most fertile air. Fertile soil over here, and here most of the people are located. You can say the densely populated region in the world. Why? Because over here the fertile land is there, so people can easily do agriculture. Plus and the Ganga river is there, right? So of course water supply is abundant, so people prefer to live here. Then India's forests, through unevenly distributed, provide green cover for majority of its population and natural cover for its wildlife. Okay. Then large deposit of iron ore, coal, and natural gas are found in the country. Clear? Then bauxite, copper. You can write any of this. Also available in different part of the country. Okay, you can write any three or four example. That's enough. So what you will write? You will write state of India's environment. Then you will write this. India has an abundant natural resources, and then you will write this. Clear?
Done now.
Okay, both of you done? Mariam, you are also done? Okay, let's just start with the next topic, which is this. The most pressing environment concern of India or challenges that India environment is facing. Okay, see. Over here, the condition you already know that India has lot many natural resources and all that, right? But what are the problems basically? So see, first is the threat to India's environment poses a dichotomy. Dichotomy is first is the threat is from poverty, right? Plus the threat is from the pollution. Clear? Poverty is also a problem because it will somewhere leads to environmental degradation, plus the threat of population also, because why this is happening? Pollution is there because the industrial sector is growing there and there, and because of this air pollution and all that problems are occurring in India. Okay, so let's just focus on the major issues. So first major issue is land degradation. So ma'am, what is this land degradation? So land in India suffers from varying degrees and types of degradation, stemming mainly from unstable use and inappropriate management practices. Okay, so when you are using the land in an inappropriate manner or an unstable manner, then it will lead to land degradation. Okay, what are the factors that are responsible for land degradation? First, loss of vegetation occurring due to deforestation, unsustainable fuel wood and fodder excretions, shifting cultivation, encroachment into forest land, and forest fires and overgrazing. These are the factors that leads to land degradation in our country, in India. Plus, non-adaptations of adequate soil conservation measures, improper crop rotation, indiscriminate use of agrochemicals such as fertilizers and pesticides, improper planning of management of irrigation system, excretions of groundwater in excess of resource capacity, open access resources, poverty of agriculture dependent people. So these are the things that leads to basically land degradation. So out of all this, you can write any 6 point. Okay, you don't have to write entire thing. You can just write the 6 point. Okay. So let's just start. So what you will write hashtag the most pressuring this. Okay, and then you will write this. The threat are this till here. Okay, then you will write hashtag the priority issues identified are first land degradation. Then you can write this, or you can write among the 6 anything. Okay, so you can quickly write it down. Okay, if you want to write any 2 or 3 points from here, you can write it down. Done, students?
Just a minute. Done, ma'am.
Okay. So girls, what you are going to do? This is your homework. You will take the screenshot for this. This one, global warming and ozone depletion. Quickly take the screenshot. Done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So from this global warming and ozone depletion, you are going to make 3 points. Sorry, 4 points. 4 points from here and 4 points from here. Right? According to your need. For definition should be the part. And